Be me. 27M. Olda Masters in Urban Planning and Sustainable Design. Graduated top of my class. Thesis was on micromobility and the death of the American suburb. Very passionate about walkability, mixed-use zoning, and destroying the hegemony of the car. Spend my free time on Twitter arguing about parking minimums and retweeting pictures of Dutch bicycle paths. Consider myself a visionary, a tactical urbanist. Finally land my big break job working for the city planning department of a mid-size Rust Belt city. City is trying to rebrand. They want to be the next Austin or Portland. They want tech bros, craft breweries, and vibrancy. My official title is Junior Placemaking Specialist. The office is inside a brutalist concrete government center downtown. Inside, the planning department is a sanctuary of cool. Maps of Paris and Barcelona on the walls. Miniature models of eco-districts. My boss is Julian, 40s, wears scarves in the summer and talks about activating spaces. We are the dreamers. We are the ones who will save this gray, decaying city from itself. Down the hall, behind a heavy fire door, is the Public Works and Civil Engineering Department. We call it the dungeon. Fluorescent lights are dimmer there. Smells like stale coffee and toner, filled with guys named Rick and heavy plotters printing blueprints. They don't talk about vibrancy. They talk about sewer loads, pavement grades, and turning radii. We view them as the enemy. The car brains. The dinosaurs holding back progress. Work is great for the first 6 months. I design parklets. I pick out color palettes for bike lane bollards. I write proposals for open street Sundays. Julian praises my eye for aesthetics, says I have a European sensibility. Ego. XP is running at max capacity. I feel like Robert Moses, but you know the good version. Then comes the project. The city has a grant to revitalize the intersection of 4th and Main. Currently a confusing 5-way stop with a weird concrete island in the middle. It's ugly. It's dangerous for pedestrians. It's the perfect canvas. I spend 3 weeks in a fever state designing the replacement. I don't just want a fix. I want a revolution. I design a shared space plaza. No curbs. Permeable pavers in a geometric pattern. Native rain gardens. A central art installation made of reclaimed steel. Bench seating that encourages community interaction. It looks incredible in the SketchUp renders. I put little digital people holding laddies and walking golden retrievers. I calculate the walk score increase. It goes from a 45 to a 92. I present it to Julian. He loves it, says it's transformative, says this is the flagship project that will put us on the map. We print the presentation boards on high-gloss foam core. We are ready to present to the City Infrastructure Committee. The meeting is on a Tuesday morning. I walk in wearing my best architect chick turtleneck. Julian introduces me. I launch into my pitch. I use all the words. Human scale, traffic calming, social capital, biophilic design. I show the renders. The committee members look impressed. The visuals are undeniable. I finish with a flourish, talking about how this will attract the creative class. Silence in the room. Then, a throat clears. From the back corner, it's the director of Public Works, guy named Bill. Bill is 60. Bill looks like he was carved out of granite and cigarette smoke. He's wearing a short-sleeved button-down shirt with a pocket protector. Literally has a slide rule on his desk back in the dungeon. Bill hasn't looked at the screen once. He's been looking at a set of existing utility maps spread out on the table. It's pretty, Bill says, voice like gravel in a blender. But it's a no. My stomach drops. Excuse me, I say, trying to sound authoritative. Denied, Bill says. Won't work. Why? I demand. Is it the cost? We have the grant money. Is it the traffic flow? The data shows. Bill waves a hand, cutting me off. It ain't traffic, it's physics. He points a thick finger at the map. You got permeable pavers sitting on top of a 100-year-old clay sewer main. So, I say, we reinforce it. You got rain gardens draining into a substrate that's already saturated because the water table is 4 feet down in that sector. We can engineer drainage, I counter. And Bill continues, ignoring me, you removed the turning lane for the fire trucks coming from Station 3. Fire trucks can navigate the shared space, I say. It slows them down, which is safer. Bill looks at me over his glasses. Station 3 runs a ladder truck. It's 45 feet long. It needs a 50-foot turning radius. Your little planter boxes give it 30. We can move the planters, I say, desperate. And the gradient, Bill adds. You leveled the street. That intersection acts as a storm channel for the entire uphill district. You remove the curbs, you flood the basement of the dialysis center on the corner. He closes the folder. It's a liability nightmare. It's a maintenance disaster. And it puts the fire department in a bind. Denied. The committee nods. They trust Bill. Bill keeps the lights on. Bill keeps the toilets flushing. I am dismissed. Julian pats me on the back in the hallway. Don't worry, he says. They just don't have the vision. We'll rework it. But I am seething. I go back to my desk. Rage builds. This is exactly what's wrong with America. Technocrats and engineers prioritizing machines over people. Prioritizing sewer mains over community connection. I convince myself that Bill is lying. He's just a lazy bureaucrat who doesn't want to do the paperwork for a change order, or worse. He's in the pocket of the auto lobby. He wants to keep the streets wide and fast. I decide I'm not going to take this lying down. I am a warrior for the urban fabric. I copy the render files onto a USB drive. That night, I go home. I draft an anonymous email to Urbanize This, the popular local development blog. Subject: the beautiful future the city won't let you have. I attach the renders. I write a scathing narrative. I talk about how entrenched interests in public works are blocking sustainable progress. I talk about how the fire department uses safety as a smokescreen to maintain high-speed stroads. I hit send. Next morning, it's everywhere. The blog post goes viral locally. Twitter is blowing up. Why can't we have nice things? Fire bill. People over cars. I sit at my desk, sipping kombucha, watching the chaos. I feel powerful. I have mobilized the masses. A petition starts online. Build the 4th and Main Plaza. It gets 5,000 signatures in 48 hours. The mayor gets involved. He sees the popularity. He calls a special town hall meeting to revisit the project. This is it. My moment. I prep my speech. I print out the comments from the petition. I am going to publicly shame the dinosaurs into extinction. The town hall is packed. Hipsters, young families, cycling advocates. They are holding signs. Julian is there, looking nervous but supportive. Bill is there. He's sitting at the front table. He looks tired. He's wearing the same short-sleeve shirt. I get up to the podium. I give the performance of a lifetime. I talk about the future. I talk about climate change. I talk about how our city is dying because it refuses to evolve. I point to the renders projected on the screen. This is what is possible, I say. If we just have the courage to say no to the status quo. Thunderous applause. I sit down, feeling like a god. Then the mayor asks Bill to speak. Bill stands up. No notes, no PowerPoint. He walks to the microphone. The room boos him slightly. He waits for them to settle. I like the drawings, Bill says. They look nice, but my job isn't to make things look nice. My job is to make sure you don't die. The room gets quiet. The young man from planning says, I'm blocking this because I like cars. He pulls out a piece of paper. This is a flood map from 1998. The last time we had a 10-year storm event, the intersection at 4th and Main was under 3 feet of water. Since then, we upgraded the storm drains. That's why your basements don't flood anymore. His plan covers 60% of those drains with planters. He looks at the crowd. Who here lives on 4th Street? A few hands go up. If we build this plaza, next time it rains hard, your first floor is gone. That's a fact. That's hydrology. Murmurs in the crowd. Now, about the fire truck. Bill gestures to the back of the room. The fire chief is standing there, arms crossed. Station 3 responds to the Senior Living Center on Oak. That's their primary route. If they have to go around this shared space because they can't make the turn, it adds 3 minutes to response time. Bill leans into the mic. 3 minutes. In a cardiac event, that's the difference between life and death. So I have a question for the room. Do you want a place to drink your latte on a bench? Or do you want your grandmother to survive a heart attack? Dead silence. The air leaves the room. It's not a debate anymore, it's a massacre. I'm not against change, Bill says, But you can't design a city with crayons and wishful thinking. You have to build it on the ground that exists. He sits down. No applause. Just the heavy, suffocating weight of reality. The meeting dissolves. People leave quietly. The petition is forgotten. I walk out to the parking lot. I feel sick, not the righteous anger from before. Just shame. Hot, prickly shame. I didn't lose because of politics. I didn't lose because of corruption. I lost because I was wrong. I was dangerously, stupidly wrong. I ignored gravity, water, and geometry because they didn't fit my aesthetic. I go to work the next day. Julian won't look at me. The dungeon crew is laughing as I walk past their door. They know I'm the one who leaked it. They know I tried to mob them. HR calls me in. Breach of protocol. Unapproved release of internal documents. They don't fire me. They move me. Reassignment. I am moved from the design team to the zoning compliance desk. My job is now checking fence height applications for suburban backyards. It is purgatory. I sit in a cubicle with high walls. No more maps of Paris. Just stacks of forms from angry homeowners who want to build sheds. A week later, I'm spiraling. I need to talk to someone who understands. I call Marcus. Marcus was my roommate freshman year. We were both idealists then, but Marcus dropped out of the liberal arts program, transferred to construction management, then went to work for a massive commercial developer, the kind of company I tweet hate about. He drives a Ford F-250. He builds subdivisions with cul-de-sacs. He picks up background noise of heavy machinery. Yo, what's up? He shouts. I pour it all out. The plaza, Bill, the humiliation, the reassignment. I frame it as a tragedy, a genius stifled by the system. I wait for him to say, that sucks, man. They just don't get it. Silence on the line. Then Marcus laughs. Not a mean laugh. A tired laugh. Dude, he says, did you seriously try to remove a fire lane without checking the turning templates? It was a shared space. I protest. Drivers adapt. Trucks don't adapt, Marcus says. Trucks have axles. Axles have limits. You don't understand, I say. I'm trying to change the paradigm. You're trying to play SimCity, Marcus says. His voice gets serious. Look, I see your tweets. I see the pretty pictures you post. You guys in planning think you're designing the world. You're not. You're drawing cartoons. I'm on a site right now. We found a sinkhole under the foundation this morning. It cost us 50 grand fixed before lunch. That's reality. Dirt. Concrete. Water. Money. You think guys like Bill are the enemy because they say no. Bill isn't the enemy. Bill is the reason the bridge doesn't fall down when you drive your Prius over it. You have a master's degree in how it should be. Bill has 40 years of how it actually is. You walked into a room full of people who build things for a living and told them their math was oppression. Of course they crushed you. You're lucky they didn't fire you. I'm stunned. So what? I just give up? Just build parking lots forever? No, Marcus says. You learn how to build a parking lot correctly first. You learn drainage. You learn load-bearing capacities. You learn the code. You stop thinking you're better than the guys with dirt under their fingernails just because you read a book about Copenhagen. Ideas are cheap, man. Execution is expensive. I gotta go. Concrete truck is here. Click. I sit in my car in the parking lot of my apartment complex. It's a generic asphalt lot. Ugly. Efficient. The drainage grate in the corner is working perfectly as it starts to rain. I look at the water flowing into it. I realize someone designed that grate. Someone calculated the slope. Someone made sure it wouldn't flood my apartment. And I never thanked them. I just called them car brains on the internet. The shame washes over me again, deeper this time. It's not just embarrassment. It's the realization of my own uselessness. I spent 6 years in university learning how to critique the world. I never learned how to keep it running. Marcus is building homes for families. Bill is keeping the hospital basement dry. I am checking fence heights. And I deserve it. I look at my phone. Open Twitter. See my pinned tweet about the tyranny of asphalt. It looks so childish now. So performative. I delete the app. I go inside. Sit on my couch. I am alone. My degree is on the wall. It feels less like a credential and more like a receipt for a purchase I can't return. I realized that the progressive future I wanted isn't held back by old men like Bill. It's held back by people like me. People who think moral superiority is a substitute for structural engineering. I stare at the ceiling. I wonder if the drywall is fire-rated. I wonder who checked the wiring. I realize I know absolutely nothing. And it's all my own damn fault.